All right, Sammy fam, today we are going to be making some hopefully delicious lasagna roll-ups. It's my first time making this, but I think we won't mess it up. Miso, I don't really need your help for this, buddy. You're kind of in the way. I'm sorry. Go eat your lunch. Oh, you ate every single bite of it already? Little piggy. First up, we have to mix up our filling. I have some garlic I just roasted in the oven. It's still pretty hot. I love the flavor of roasted garlic, and you can just do that and squeeze it out. All you gotta do to roast garlic is just cut off the top of the garlic head, get some foil around it, sprinkle a little salt, a little olive oil on there, have like a pan under it in the oven to catch it, 400 degrees, 30 to 40 minutes, and working delicious. Ricotta cheese. Sorry, you can hear my cat doing his post-lunch bowel movement. Sauteed shallots, chopped basil, a sprinkle of salt. Use something nice, you know. And I have a seasoned blend of Romano. You could use Parmesan, mozzarella, then red pepper flakes, garlic powder, and an Italian seasoning blend. Just use a little bit. We're gonna save the rest to put on top of these roll-ups. Give it a stir. Make sure you get all that garlic mashed up in there. Give it a little taste. It tastes delicious, but I want just a touch more salt. So good, perfect. I have my lasagna sheets here. They're al dente cooked. I only cooked these for about 3 minutes. Just enough so I can roll them up, but they won't fall apart. And they're just lightly oiled, so they won't stick together, hopefully. Just gonna lay these all out. And now the fun and tedious part begins. Let's just start with one to see if we have the level of filling correct. I think that seems about right. Now let's go fast. Make sure to place some seam side down to hold them together. Okay, we are all rolled up here, and I'm going to put on some red. Oh, my hands are way too slippery for this right now. There we go. My grip strength is still a little bit lacking, so it's hard to open jars. But I'm gonna put on some red sauce. This is one of my favorite store-bought red sauces, the Carbone Arrabbiata. You can make your own, or you can use your favorite one from the store. I say go to town with it. Now we're gonna add all this extra cheese. And you know what, we're gonna throw in just the last bit of this. What's the point in saving it? Let's cover this in foil so the cheese doesn't burn. And this will bake at 350 for about 30 minutes. And then since I like a crispy brown cheese on top, we are going to take off the foil and let it bake a little bit longer. This is heavy. Oh, I'm not supposed to use this hand to bear weight. Gotta remember. Surgeon's orders. It is time. Oh my God, Becky. Look at all that cheesy, gooey deliciousness sizzling away. love it. I'm gonna try to pull up a serving so it'll cool off a little bit faster. I don't know what a serving is. An entire row? That seems like a good serving. And I love the crispy edges. That's a lot of cheese. How do I do this without burning myself? Oh, it's crunchy. It's like the Detroit pizza of lasagnas. Oh, I lost one. Alrighty, Sammy fam. My glasses are really dirty. Today we are going to be making a hot dog, but not just like a normal old boring hot dog. Not that hot dogs are boring, they're great. But I want to dress it up a little bit with some great toppings. So I'm going to be making buttermilk, kind of spicy as Cajun fried onion rings or onion strings. They'll be nice, thin, and crispy. We got big old buns. Daddy loves some big old buns. Ain't that right, son? And we have our Nom Nom Ranch sauce. If you don't know how to make this, bit.ly/Nom Nom Ranch. Delicious. And you'll recognize these onion rings from the Jameson sauce burger video, which is bit.ly burger recipe. Nom Nom burger recipe? Nom Nom burger recipe. So we'll start cutting our onion rings. You can do this with a knife, but ever since I got injured, it's a little bit easier for me to cut like big tasks on the mandolin. So I have this set pretty thin. Let's give it a go. See if that's thin enough. Oh yeah, looks perfect. I'm not using a whole onion because this is just for me. So I don't need to make a bunch, but if you're making for a party, one onion makes a surprising amount of onion rings. If you're using a mandolin, always use the guard and be super careful. Okay, our onion rings are sliced up, so I'm just gonna put them in a container. And we just need to soak these in buttermilk. Just enough to cover them up. Tangy. Now, whilst that soaks in buttermilk, let's make our dredge. The dredge is just going to be flour and seasoning. We got flour. And I'm going to add a liberal amount of garlic. I'm not really measuring here. I'll just taste and see if it's good. That's kind of the mystery and the fun of cooking. Make it like alchemy, you know? Because I'm not trying to reproduce this in a restaurant. I'm just having a good old time. This is white pepper. Then we're going to add some finely cracked black pepper as well. Smoked paprika. A little cayenne, really set it off. Mustard powder. And onion powder. Well, not and, there's one more thing. Onion powder on onions. And just some salt. Gotta have salt. Mixerino. The flour took on some color, so I think it should be good, nicely seasoned. Ow. I think it's good. Okay, I'm gonna let this sit for a while so it soaks up all that nice buttermilk and gets really tangy. So we're gonna set this all to the side and we're gonna start preparing our hot dogs. So for hot dogs, you know, I'm a New Yorker, so I like the Sabrett. I like the Nathan's. I also enjoy Hebrew National. But if you know a hot dog brand you like, go for it. Those are just the ones I trust. I completely missed the packaging. Wow. I'm thinking three for right now. It's not like they take long to cook. You can always make more, and this is just for me, so 3's a lot. Okay, so I enjoy my dogs split. We're gonna be cooking them on a cast iron, you know, our imitation of a flat top. Someday if I have an outdoor kitchen, maybe I'll actually have a flat top. That would be really dope. My throat is still, that white pepper gets in there. And it gets you. But it's gonna taste really good when it's cooked. That is the oven preheating to 200 degrees because after we fry the onions, I'm gonna put them on a draining rack over a sheet pan and just let them sit in a warm oven. It helps them get extra crispy. And it helps them drain out some of their excess oil, so they're just an oily mess. I love onion rings, but I don't like them to be too soggy. Okay, let's take these over. Well, actually, I gotta go preheat the pan. Medium-high heat. Let that sit for a second. Just play with my wieners. Sorry I'm in my underwear today, guys. Sorry I'm in my underwear today, guys. But it's hot, so that's how we gotta record. Okay, let's check and see if she's hot. Hot enough to start. Sausages. And they're gonna wanna fold up, so I cleaned the bottom of this cast iron pan. Let's use that to help them rest. I like mine pretty cooked, so I'm gonna leave it here for a couple minutes. While that's going on, let's get out some rolls. These are hoagie rolls, but I thought they just looked like nice big hot dog rolls. And I love Martin's potato buns, so I trusted the brand. Oh, I love these extra little bits in between. It's like a little snack while you're cooking. It's like free bread. Oh, cool, they're pre-sliced. I always get nervous when I have to slice rolls because I never get it perfectly down the center. We're gonna get these toasted too. Oh yeah, that's some good looking crust on there. Just another couple minutes and they'll be ready to go, and then we'll get frying. While we're waiting, we're gonna throw these in the oven. Just make sure we keep an eye on them so they don't burn. 200 degrees, they won't cook too fast. Okay, I think our hot dogs are good to go. Oh yeah, that looks perfect. I like a little blistering on the outside. Don't drop the meat. So now let's get our frying oil ready. While that's heating up, I'm gonna move these over here so we can quickly dredge and transfer into the oil. Okay, I can smell our bread starting to brown. Ooh, this one's perfect. Good enough. And we'll have a variety. Still feels crispy. Now our oil has had a chance to heat up, so let's get frying those onion rings. Just do a little like handful at a time. You don't want to overload your oil. They don't need too much flour on them to be good. Just a little light coating. Oh yeah, she ready, she popping. Get my drainage tray ready. I'm waiting. And since I don't have a spider, I just use a pasta ladle. It's really easy to tell when they're done because they'll just be nice and golden brown. All right, these guys look just about ready to come out, so we'll start. Oh yeah, beautiful golden brown. Okay, let's try one of these bad boys here. This extra big one where they got like stuck together. You can see all those different little layers. Oh my God, it's so crispy. Oh, hot, 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 hot. All right, I think you guys know how to cook those now, so let's just fast forward to where we're making our sandwiches. So we're gonna start with, oh, there's no label on this, but this is a mustard relish. Nice and tangy. It'll provide like a really good balance for all the fatty meat and the onion. We want to make sure the oiliness and the richness of this dish is not overpowering. Then we're going to add some cheese. This is like if American cheese and cheddar cheese had a baby. They call it sharp cheddar, but it's not really sharp, but it kind of has the same textural, soft, melty properties as American cheese. Bread and butter pickles. Though you know it would also be good if you want to make it a little spicy. Kimchi would be a great thing to use instead of pickles. Got our sausage, our hot dog. And our fresh, crispy onion rings. These are so much better than like a French's fried onion. Those are great, but they're itty bitty, and the only flavor in them is salt. Here you're getting the buttermilk flavor, you're getting all the different spices we mixed in there, and you can make your own blend. You can make it however you like, however you see fit. Get these nested up a bit. Top it off with some Nom Nom sauce, my Nom Nom Ranch. If you want to know how to make this, bit.ly/Nom Nom Ranch. I tried to print out cool labels for it, but I obviously ran out of ink. Let's get a close-up. So beautiful. Okay, moment of truth. It's so big. Mmm. It's like summertime, the dish. Hey Sammy fam, so I want to show you guys my favorite summertime drink that I actually just made up this past week. I don't usually keep like soda in the house because it's bad for you, and I generally like more savory or sour drinks. One of my favorite summertime drinks. But I started making this homemade soda. Super good just because I have the ingredients laying around. So black cherry, carbonated water, fizzy water. You bet vanilla syrup. So right there, that's already like a cream black cherry soda. But then chocolate syrup. Come on. Oh, that might have been way too much. Stir her up. You gotta work really hard to get the syrup to mix in. And there you have a black cherry chocolate cream soda. Holy shit. Sorry for the bad language. Let's make it a little more adult. I'm thinking kind of the brown sugariness of this might go well in that, or I might ruin it. Vodka might be a more natural choice. Let's do a touch more vanilla. It does look like diarrhea water. That's freaking amazing. Oh my God, your next backyard barbecue. This is the drink. This diarrhea water looking drink is the new cocktail of the summer. Done. Hey, Sandy fam. I gotta take my glasses off because they're just so loose. They just fall right onto my pizza. Today I am making a pizza. Check it out. Don't have to wear a brace anymore, so that's cool, but this compression sleeve helps with the pain. Always gotta make sure your pizza slides first. I'm using store-bought dough that I've thawed and cold fermented in the fridge for 48 hours at least, maybe closer to 72. It's been sitting there a few days. It gets a real rich, tangy flavor in the dough. This is my homemade ranch sauce. I'll post a link to the recipe down below. This is super tasty. This is actually the one ingredient that's gonna make this pizza not vegetarian, because there is anchovy in here. But I guess pescatarian. This is gonna be a pescatarian pizza, even though it's a chicken pizza, sort of. Because I have these chicken nugs. They're made from like pea protein or something, but they taste so much like chicken. They're delicious. I really wanted to have a bacon chicken ranch pizza, but you know, I don't eat too much meat in my life. We got extra nugs to snack on. Put 2 more on here. That's good. That's so good. This is cheddar and mozzarella, shredded and mixed together. Didn't buy the pre-shredded, of course, because that won't melt quite as well on your pizza. Gotta shred it yourself so it'll blend the best. It doesn't have any of that cellulose non-stick filler that you get when you buy bagged cheese. We ain't got no time for that. Get some green onions on here. I love onion flavor, so just gonna use this all up. Touched. Oh. Still a little bit hard for me to open things sometimes. A touch of garlic powder. There's garlic in the dressing, but I like extra. And then cracked pepper. And we're gonna splash this with a little bit of wing sauce. Just a pretty drizzle to add a little bit of heat, a little bit of color. And our bacon bits, which these are made from soy, so no actual pork products on here. This is going to add that nice smoky flavor. Now this is going to go into a 550-degree oven that I've been preheating for a long time because there's a sheet of steel in there called a pizza steel. Superheat it, it'll give this a nice crispy crust and cook it super fast, less than 10 minutes. Oh, part of it's shit. Happens when part of your pizza gets stuck. Glad we caught it before it went in the oven. Now the front, oh my God. A little flour under there. Get these toppings back on here. Okay, good to go. Now I gotta be fast. I made it happen. It's been about 8 minutes, so it's pizza time. Oh, she is pretty. Look at that. Listen to that. Smells so good. I don't know if I can put enough pressure. I just got out of my brace yesterday and I'm only approved to like lift 5 pounds. Of course, I tripped on the front steps earlier today and had to like catch myself like that. Hurt really bad, but I think I'm okay. But I'm just gonna try to do this maybe mainly with my good arm. Though I found that scissors or kitchen shears are also a great way to cut pizza if you are disabled. I did that earlier in my recovery period, but it's just a bit, oh, okay, a bit slower. Yeah. There we go. It's always nice to have like a dipping sauce with pizza, so I'm going to take a little bit more of the pizza sauce, this is my homemade ranch, and put a splash of this Frank's wing sauce in here. And finally just barely lick my fingers clean. All right, this pizza is looking and smelling something good. Hopefully it's not quite too hot to eat. Nice and crispy. Beautiful spotting on the bottom of the crust. So cheesy. So delicious. The peppery seasoning of the chicken nuggets is so good. I'm not sponsored by these people. It sounds like I am because I love nugs so much, but it's just a good product. Hey, Sammy fam, I came across these just freaking adorable little buns. They're so soft and squishy. And so I decided I have to have some kind of slider. So we'll get back to these in a second, but let's prep our ingredients. I have a pound of store-bought roast beef right here from the deli, fresh sliced, but I always find that this kind of beef is usually a touch dry and, you know, under-seasoned. It's just a little meh. So first thing, we're gonna hit it with fish sauce. That's your savoriness, umami. liquid smoke, Worcestershire, yeah. Mayonnaise, crushed garlic, and a little bit of Grey Poupon Dijon. Give this the old mixy doodle. Kitty, don't eat my glasses. Jesus Christ. Much better. Now that our beef is ready, we can start assembling this. Rip this up to make it easy to eat. I like that this does not look overcooked. This is definitely a Sammy Boy amount of red in the meat, which is nice when you're going to be heating it up again. You don't want it to get just super duper overcooked because it was already cooked fully. On top of that, we're going to grate some pepper. We're going to crack some pepper, grind some pepper, grate some pepper. That would be ludicrous and extremely hard to do. Then we have our secret ingredient here. These are caramelized onions that were cooked with butter, beef stock, and our friend Henny. So the Hennessy adds like a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of smoothness, a little bit of complexity to it. I really like it. If you aren't a fan of that flavor, just cook your onions in beef stock. And finally, we have a 3-cheese blend, cheddar, Gruyere, and mozzarella. I made this blend myself. Well, I didn't manufacture the cheese, but I, purchased block cheeses, shredded them, and mixed them in what I thought was a good ratio. Let's put our tops back on. I'm gonna tint this so it won't burn the top. Put this in a 350-degree oven. Okay, so our sliders are ready. That's why I love parchment paper. And to be clear, these cooked for 20 minutes, 10 minutes with the foil on top, 10 minutes with the foil off the top, so they get a little bit of a crisp. I'm so excited. Ooh, meaty, cheesy, oniony, petite. The balance of flavors is literal perfection. Hey everybody, if you can go ahead and excuse me for only being in my underpants today. It's a hot one, so that's the kind of cooking we're gonna be doing here. And I'm feeling like having a delicious smash burger. I'm gonna show you how to make the best smash burger you've ever had, and we're gonna make a Jameson kind of barbecue sauce for the top of it. And I already fried up some shoestring onions. Ooh, it's gonna be good. So let's start with our burger juice. The juice we're gonna soak our burger meat in. It'll make it extra tasty. We need a half stick of butter. It's always a pain to get all this butter paper off. Tablespoon of fish sauce. I know that sounds crazy, but it's just like savory umami flavor. It's not gonna taste fishy or Asian, don't worry. Tablespoon of Worcestershire. Some garlic powder. And a dash of onion powder. And now we just need to melt this in the microwave. Okay, she's all melted up and soft enough that we can, yeah, that'll mix up with our meat. Now I have some 80/20 ground beef. I got one of the nicer looking ones at the store. I always find if I go for the bargain beef, the texture is horrible. It makes a terrible burger. And it's like, I so rarely buy beef, I might as well just go for the good stuff, even if it costs a little bit more. I think this is about like $10 a pound. But you know what? I want it to be good, so that's worth it. This is a treat. This is definitely not an everyday meal. So we will just gently, very gently break this up and mix it. We don't want to overwork the meat. We just kind of want to break it up, get it coated, absorb all that burger juice. It already smells amazing. The warm, buttery, savory burger juice on the meat. And we will just let this sit in the fridge while we prepare the sauce. Now for the sauce, we're going to start with a shot of Jameson. And this part is optional, but I think it makes the burger taste better in the end. Delicious. Then we are going to add a squirt of some ketchup. I'm using the no sugar added because we're about to add a little sugar, and I just think it tastes better. Regular ketchup is always just like way too sweet. It's like putting candy on your meat. Ew. A little bit of mustard. Worcestershire sauce. And a squirt of honey. Let's crack some pepper in here. I have it set to fine because I want it to blend in real nice. And let's give her a stir. See what we're working with here. And yes, this will get cooked. Now you're making this for a party, you might want to double or triple this, but I'm just making this as a demonstration for the one burger. Smells great. That tastes amazing. Holy cow. Okay, let's take this over to the stove. And we're just gonna simmer this and thicken it up real quick. I'm just whisking this to make sure it doesn't burn while it simmers because it has so much of sugar content in it from the honey. Stuff like that can easily thicken up and start to burn before you notice it if you leave it unattended. So this is smelling amazing. It's starting to thicken up. Sorry, my stove is a complete mess right now because I just was deep frying the little shoestring onion rings that are currently down here in the oven. I have them resting in there at the lowest possible oven temp on a draining rack just so they stay crispy and drain all the oil out. Okay, I think we've reached a nice thickness for our burger sauce. We definitely don't want to burn it. We don't want it to get too thick either. Okay, so our burgers have been resting while we made the sauce. That was about 20 minutes. I put a little bit of liquid smoke on here too, just a few dribbles, because that I find gives you a much better, smokier flavor, especially for someone who's cooking inside on a griddle instead of doing it out on a charcoal grill. So we'll just portion this off into some patties. Smash burgers are so thin. I found from like a pound, I can usually make 6 or 7, maybe even 8 good sized patties. So balls don't need to be that big. But I'm only gonna use 2 today for myself, so these will keep in the fridge or you can freeze them, and I might use them next week. So we're gonna take this over to our cast iron, which we want to get super hot. Make sure your cast iron is well seasoned and oiled, and you won't have any problem with these guys sticking. Bring our shredded cheese over. This is a mature, very mature Super mature cheddar, but has a nice texture that is gonna melt well on top of these. While we wait for that to heat up, let's pull out our onion rings. Oh my God, that looks so beautiful. Some of these set out and ready to go. That's just one onion. It's crazy. Let me get our bun ready to go as well as we wait for the cast iron to heat up. I'm using big, large Martin potato roll buns with tons of sesame seeds on there. Thought that looked kind of classic. Sounds about ready. All right, let's get these balls on here. We'll smash it down. Now these will cook for about 60 to 90 seconds per side. Okay, it's time to flip them. It might fall apart a little bit, and that's okay. The cheese will hold it together. Oh, that looks wonderful. Okay, let's put some cheese on top of here. And we'll turn off the heat, cap it, and come back to it in about a minute. Okay, I think we are ready to go. That looks so good. Stack them. I'll get some of this fried cheese up on here too. And let's get her on a bun. Okay, I think I need to disassemble the bun there to make room for all this. And the coup de grace, our sauce. Now that is a burger. I just have to give you guys the close-up if I can focus it. Look at that. It's a freaking burger, y'all. Oh my God, I'm sorry, I'm so sweaty from cooking in this heat, but I'm so excited about this burger. And I'm so excited, did you see that? I bent my arm enough to eat something. That's a new development I can get, you know, that far. Not without pain, but you know, we'll keep working on it. Oh my goodness. That is a mouthful. A mouthful of awesome flavor. All right, so my wife is away tonight. She's out with the girls at some fancy Latin rooftop bar in Manhattan, and I'm here with all the leftovers at home. I'm gonna show you how I generally eat most days of the week. I got some mixed greens. I got some leftover artichoke heart chopped up from putting on pizzas. Got some red onion. More red onion. Skinned and sliced cucumber and some bell pepper. My wife always insists that I peel, I guess peel is a better word than skinned, the cucumbers. Because you know the ones you buy at the grocery store, they always come with so much wax on the outside. Like you wash them, but they're still kind of waxy. Corn that I just cooked with salt, pepper, and garlic powder. Great for your digestion. It'll go right through you. I wanted like a soft white cheese. So I often use this on salads. This is queso blanco. Go ahead and use all of it. We're not pretending to be healthy here. Bacon bits, but these are made from soy, food coloring, which isn't great. and liquid smoke, basically, not real bacon. And I have some anchovies I need to use up. Rip these up real quick. I should go pet my cat now. Fishy. And last but not least, I have my, oh wait, this isn't last, I got one more thing. I have my Nom Nom Ranch. You gotta check out the video on how to make this stuff, it's so good. This salad is too big for this box, isn't it? Transfers in order. That's juicy. And then my favorite salad ingredient, toast. That was living. Hey Sammy fam, today we are going to make a Mexican pan pizza, or my interpretation of one. So before we get to our dough, let's get our topping started. So we got chorizo mexicano, and we're just gonna get this out of this incredibly tough packaging and cook it up. Actually, let's chop the meat on a different cutting board so we ain't gotta worry about that. Oh, these cute little sausages. This is way too much meat, but I'm just gonna cook this all at once so I can snack on it later, or like put the leftovers on nachos tomorrow. Or you could even toss it with like a pasta, that'd be pretty good. Okay, let's go get these cooking. Shit! I lost one. Man down. Oh my god, I lost another. All I want to do is get these browned and get some of the fat coming out of them, because that's actually going to be the fat that lubricates and flavors up this cast iron that we will bake our pan pizza in. You know what? Who's gonna know? I won't tell. It'll be our little secret. Okay, while that starts to brown, let's start on our other toppings. I want some red onion. I'm gonna cut it on the mandolin, just do it fast and nice and thin. I also want some green onion, because I freaking love onions. I don't know why I picked the like hottest day of the year so far to make this, so I'm sorry if I start sweating with the oven running. I'm sorry I'm in my new purple underwear that I got at Uniqlo. I love these. But you know, we do what we gotta do. I also want some fresh cilantro. I got so confused today. I went over to the cilantro section. It's right above the Italian parsley, but someone had like grabbed an Italian parsley, decided they didn't want it, and then put it on top of the cilantro, and I almost bought that by mistake. Oh, I can smell our sausage. Time to give it a stir. Oh yeah, there we go. Some nice browning going on. So I turned down the heat a little bit. Burning my eyes with the spicy spices in here. Jesus. Okay, these look pretty good. We'll just let these sit on low heat for a second, let the juice keep flowing out of them to make this pan extra oily and delicious for the dough. Cilantro looks good and smells amazing. Now we have two cheeses for this pizza. First we have Oaxaca, and Oaxaca is like a very melty cheese that's gonna act kind of like our mozzarella. A slightly saltier, savorier mozzarella. Oh, it's beautiful. I love cheese. Next up we have our cotija. Now cotija is very hard, crumbly cheese. It's gonna be like our Parmesan or like Romano. That's probably more than enough for a pizza. Oh my God, it's so good though. Now we're gonna throw together a quick Mexican pizza sauce. Start with refried beans. Big scoop of that. Some salsa verde. We'll just mix this together. Oh, so good. Okay, let's try one of these sausages. The heat's been turned off. Oh my God. Spicy, Latiny, cumin, limey, delicious. I love chorizo. The highlight is to eat it all. And this beautiful oil is gonna make the crust insane. I'm gonna add a touch of butter to that hot pan. That'll further lubricate it and mix with the chorizo oil, so you get that nice buttery crust on the outside of your pizza. This really helps you achieve that like old school Pizza Hut level of pan pizza with that thick golden crust. Okay, time to get our dough ready. So this is just a frozen dough I bought at the store that I've learned to trust. I cold fermented it after thawing it for 72 hours. It gives you a little tangy flavor. And then I rose it. Oh my God, why can't I open this? I let it rise outside of the fridge for the past like 8 hours. Just get it out in the morning, you know, and then eat it in the afternoon or the evening. Get it stretched out a little bit. It's always the hardest part of the whole thing. If your dough really doesn't want to stretch out, you can always let it sit and come back to it in a few minutes. Okay, good enough. So I'm gonna do mine Detroit style, cheese and toppings and then sauce on top. Start with our Oaxaca. Make sure you get it around the edges. That's how you get that cheesy curtain, you know, around the edge of the pizza. Some red onions. Green onions. Cilantro. And chorizo. Make this extra meaty. We'll put our harder cotija cheese on top. Just a little bit. And then we hit it with our bean and salsa verde sauce. I'm just doing kind of like a crisscross pattern. Get it spread out. And you know what? That's easier. Okay, and now this goes in a 350-degree oven from anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. We'll see how this goes. It's a very particularly heavily topped pizza, so it might cook a little bit longer. See you in a bit, pizza. All right, everybody, it's been about 50 minutes and the pizza seems just about done. Let's go grab it. Oh yeah, she looks good. I mean, she looks ugly, but that's just because she has beans on top. Oh, she is sizzling and smells amazing. Free her from the edges. Ooh. Let's try to get her chopped up. Oh yeah, this is a sloppy Mexican pizza, but it's gonna be good as hell. The smell is amazing. Oh, ever since I hurt my arm, I've gotten a lot of my motion back and stuff, but pushing down on things is still really painful. Let me try to show you guys this slice up close. Look at that, steaming delicious. Beautiful crustiness. Oh, she is hot. I'm trying to tilt her for you. Burning myself, burning myself. Yeah. That is awesome. Okay, let's give this pizza a go. I've been letting this cool off for about 10 minutes here. Still seems pretty hot, but oh, look at it. Look at how good that crust looks. That's why we cook it in the oil from the chorizo. The Oaxaca cheese pull, so good. Give me a second to process this. The salty, spicy sausage, the little bit of savory cheese, the creamy bean mixed with the spicy, tart, limey sharpness of the salsa. You got the two different kinds of onions. The little touch of cilantro. It's so nice. None of it's all like overpowering. There's no one note that's way stronger than the other, but they work together in a conversation like so well. And the dough, even with all that weight on top of it, the dough came out so nice. So nice. And the edges with the cheese on it, delicious. This is why I love pan pizza. Just the crazy stuff you can do like this with it. That edge cheese crunch. Think about it. It is hot though. I gotta get some cold water from the fridge, especially on this hot day. And you know about the thing about filming, like for audio, I have to turn off the AC for this entire time. The oven's been on. It's so hot in here. Much better. Oh wow. The summertime is a bad time to film cooking videos in general, but you know, man's gotta eat and a man's gotta work. You gotta try this pizza. It does kind of look like somebody took a poop on a pizza, but it tastes like you're in heaven. So don't hate before you try it. And let me know in the comments what other things you think would go well on an unconventional pan pizza, because I feel like we have a lot of freedom to explore and get creative here. Ooh. Let me try one more big bite before I go give some to my wife. Wow. Italy and Mexico. Not really Italy, more like Chicago and Mexico working together. Not really Chicago, Detroit. Pizza has a lot of influences. Nobody can really claim it. Don't let anybody tell you something is or isn't pizza. That dough, wow. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the recipe, because I'm enjoying the eating. So good.